On a cold November morning in 1970, in a remote and rugged part of Norway, a man and his 2 young daughters made a horrifying discovery. Nestled in the shadows of the icy Ulriken mountain range, in an area locals grimly called Death Valley, lay the charred remains of a woman, burned beyond recognition, her identity as silent and frozen as the winter air around her. She would come to be known only as the Isdal Woman. To this day, more than 50 years later, her death remains one of the most enduring and unsettling cold cases in Scandinavian history. On the morning of November 29, 1970, a man hiking with his daughters in Isdalen near the city of Bergen, Norway, stumbled upon a gruesome sight. There, among the rocks and scree, lay the badly burned body of a woman. Isdalen, literally Ice Valley, was once known for suicides during the Middle Ages. Even in modern times, it was a place of accidents and sorrow. But this was something different. The woman was lying on her back. Her hands were clenched tightly at her torso. Around her were remnants of a fire that had consumed her front side. Her face was unrecognizable. Scattered nearby were strange, seemingly deliberate objects. A bottle of St. Halvard liqueur, plastic water bottles, rubber boots, fur-lined gloves, and a burned passport. Jewelry, a watch, 2 earrings, and a ring had been placed neatly around her body. Most chilling of all, every identifying label on her clothes had been carefully removed. Who was she? Why had she come to die in such a remote, grim corner of the world? The police were alerted immediately. The Bergen police wasted no time. They opened case file 134/70 and launched a full-scale investigation. But the more they discovered, the stranger the story became. 3 days after the body was found, investigators tracked down 2 suitcases left at the Bergen railway station. They belonged to the woman. Hidden inside a secret compartment in one of them were 5 100 Deutsche Mark notes, valuable currency in 1970. The suitcases contained clothes, wigs, non-prescription glasses, maps, a notepad with strange coded entries, cosmetics, and coins from multiple European countries. Once again, all labels were removed or rubbed off. She had clearly gone to great lengths to remain anonymous. The autopsy only deepened the mystery. It revealed a woman between 25 and 40 years old. She had died from carbon monoxide poisoning. But that wasn't all. She had consumed between 50 and 70 Phenomel sleeping pills, a heavy barbiturate sedative. Yet her lungs contained no soot, proof she was likely dead when she burned. Her neck showed signs of bruising. Had she been attacked? Had someone else been with her when she died? The clues grew stranger. The notepad found in her suitcase turned out to be a breakthrough. Investigators deciphered her entries and traced her movements across Norway and Europe, Oslo, Trondheim, Stavanger, Paris, under at least 8 different names: Genevieve Lancier, Claudia Tielt, Claudia Nielsen, Alexia Zarna Mersche, Vera Jarl, Fenella Lork, Elizabeth Lienhauer. Each identity came with new details, different birthplaces, professions, and addresses. But one thing remained constant: she always claimed to be Belgian. The hotel she stayed in confirmed her presence. She was remembered as striking, well-dressed, and distant. She often kept to herself, changed rooms frequently, and always paid in cash. Staff noticed she wore wigs and spoke a mix of languages: German, French, Flemish, and broken English. One hotel worker noted she smelled strongly of garlic, as if to mask another scent. She told people she was a traveling saleswoman, an antiques dealer, maybe even an art collector. But what was she really selling? And to whom? In a Cold War era filled with secrets and spies, many began to suspect that the Isdal Woman wasn't just a mysterious traveler, she was a covert operative. Some of her movements match the timeline and locations of top-secret Penguin missile tests conducted by the Norwegian military. Witnesses claimed they saw her in Stavanger, a known testing site. A local fisherman, a shoe salesman, even a cab driver, all offered eerie confirmations that placed her near sensitive military operations. In one anonymous tip, a taxi driver claimed to have picked her up from her hotel and dropped her off with another man, never identified. Could she have been a spy, a courier, a defector? In February 1971, with no name and no relatives stepping forward, the Isdal Woman was buried in a zinc coffin in Bergen's Møllendal Cemetery. 16 police officers attended. The burial was photographed, just in case anyone, came forward. But no one ever did. Years passed, but the silence didn't. In 1991, a man claimed he had seen the Isdal Woman 5 days before her body was discovered. She was on Fløyen, oddly underdressed for a mountain hike, flanked by 2 southern-looking men in coats. She looked frightened. She seemed about to speak to him, but didn't. He reported this to a police friend at the time, only to be told, "Forget it." In 2005, another man came forward, remembering her from the same year. He, too, remained anonymous. Then, in 2016, the case was officially reopened. Norwegian media and international outlets reignited interest. Composite sketches were updated. Forensic experts re-examined the evidence. Using isotope testing on her teeth and jaw, still preserved, scientists pinpointed her likely birthplace: Nuremberg, Germany, around 1930. She may have grown up near the French-German border and been educated in France. Her dental work suggested treatment in Southern Europe, East Asia, or even South America. The pieces kept piling up, but they still didn't form a complete puzzle. Many theories continue to swirl. Some believe she was a Cold War spy, perhaps tied to foreign intelligence. In 2019, a Frenchman from Forbach claimed he had a romantic relationship with her. He remembered her as secretive, multilingual, and habitually glamorous. She received calls from abroad and never gave her real name. He found wigs, a photograph of her horseback riding, and, strangest of all, a sense that she wasn't who she claimed to be. Author Dennis Zacher Ask offered a darker theory, that the Isdal Woman was a sex worker, moving through cities, marking hotel doors, meeting men who never came forward, and eventually running into someone who wanted her silenced. Her final hours, Aska believed, suggested assisted suicide, or something far more sinister. And in 2023, the mystery took a final, chilling twist. A Swiss article suggested she may have been connected to François Genoux, a banker with ties to Nazi gold and post-war espionage. It was even hinted that the Norwegian intelligence service interfered in the original investigation, suppressing evidence. To this day, the Isdal Woman remains a ghost in the records of time. She had many names, but none real. She traveled far, spoke many tongues, and carried secrets that died with her in that lonely, frozen valley. Was she a victim of Cold War paranoia, a player in a global spy game, or just a woman running from a past that caught up to her? No one knows, and maybe no one ever will. But her story remains, a riddle carved into the icy bones of Norway's most haunting mystery. If you found this case as haunting and intriguing as we did, please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to Crime Chronicles for more deep dives into the world's most chilling unsolved mysteries. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Then, let us know in the comments, who do you think the Isdal Woman was? Until next time, stay curious and stay safe. And remember, not every mystery wants to be solved.